Hello. How are we all? How we doing? How we feeling? Red hat and red shirt. Not only am I rocking the red flag, but I'm also boarding team. You probably can't see the red on red. That's an R all the way over there, by the way. Boarding team ready though. And there's actually more to the shirt. It's the Marine logo for Mongrel Squad. Amira, you're feeling bad, mate. What's up? I am from the missus, so don't talk so loud, mate. Just tell her that you're in a meeting. That was your favorite part there, Warhead, in Star Trek? Gandalf frees Dobby? I don't know. I don't know if that would be the best. Wouldn't say it's my favorite scene. You lost a prize full of diamonds, the server 30k'd when you went hot. Yep. Yeah, Miro, I feel that pain. I've experienced that a lot. Yeah, I ended up choosing this time because one, last night I was really bloody tired. I'd been up since like 4 o'clock in the morning because of work and stuff like that. And when I got home from work, I just spent, you know, like close to 6 to 7 hours just sorting out stuff from Mongrel Squad. So I figured for the stream, I'd do it the next day so I could get some proper sleep and I wouldn't be sitting there at 1 o'clock in the morning slurring my words even though I'm not drunk because I'm half, you know, fucking ready for bed. Unfortunately, that does mean that a lot of the regulars don't get to watch the stream, but hey, you know, like, you guys get to watch it later, you know, when it's already up there as a video. Hope the med runner drama's over there, Squirrel Lord. Like, mate, I really haven't been keeping track of that drama, but I did see that there was another video from some dude putting a couple of days ago. I think we reacted to one of their first ones. Like, for myself, I just don't really care. Like, it's an internal org issue more than anything else, and people going on a campaign against them, it's like, you're not really... You're kind of like yelling at the ocean for being wet. Like, those people fucking who join organizations like that, that's how they want to play. And if it turns out not to be the way that you want to play the game, leave. Don't be a part of a group like that. Getting upset over them, you know, playing the way that they want is kind of dumb. Well, that's just it. Like, if they do fall apart, then, you know, it wasn't ever meant to be. What you'll probably work out is the, you know, they'll continue growing in size, because they do have a, you know, decent, for lack of a better term, propaganda campaign going, where, you know, like, they're advertising themselves all the time. So they're going to continuously bring people in. But there are going to be people who join, who don't like the environment, and then decide to pick up and leave. There's nothing wrong with that. It's normal. It's going to happen, especially as you grow, you know, larger organizations. You know, you get a melting pot of personalities and people just go, you know, like, this isn't for me. I was expecting something else, you know. buddy, I'm going to go make my own org that's, you know, going to have blackjack and hookers. It's going to be better than your org. It's like, all right, see you, mate. You know, like we kind of went through something a little bit similar, but, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, people are going to grow, their expectations, their desires are going to change. It's normal. What do I think about the claim time updates? How wrong are the Care Bears? Oh, man. We gotta rip that band-aid off eventually, man. Like, the complaining, a lot of them are sitting there going, I don't want to have to wait an hour to claim my ship, and it's like, what's the expedite claim? Like, if the expedite claim was an hour, it'd be kind of like, well, that's a bit steep, but, you know, like, from my understanding, I think even the highest expedite claim doesn't go over 20 minutes. That's off the top of my head, though. But even then, like, when it comes to, you know, like the claim times, I don't know, like how many people are actually losing their ships, you know, to circumstances outside their control versus how many people are just exploiting the system because they're too lazy to, you know, like transport a ship from one place to another. I honestly think, like, if CIG actually wanted to address this particular issue in a way that's conducive to future gameplay and actually helps players, the expediting of, you know, claim times isn't the issue. It's being able to get back to your ship. That's the problem. Like, if you have a server crash, like right now, we don't have 30k protection, which, you know, sucks because we're losing targets. Targets are losing their cargo. They're not confident in going out, so, you know, the pool of potential targets reduces. But when it comes to, you know, like the issue of losing a ship, being able to get back to it is, you know, a pain in the ass. Like, there's no way of being able to set your own quantum travel marker if you've got another ship to be able to travel to your previous one. And the thing about that is like, there's other problems as well. Like, if you've spawned a ship somewhere, you've jumped in a different ship and you travel somewhere else, and then you go, oh shit, I need that other ship there that I've spawned, you know, spawned a ship at Grim Hex, I'm at Everest Harbor, I need the ship that's at Grim Hex. I can either spend the next 15 minutes traveling, you know, to go grab that ship, come back and then start doing the thing that I want, or I can just claim it. That's what a lot of people would do, and they'd be like, oh, it'll only take a couple of minutes, that's the fastest, you know, method. Well, now it's not. Technically it still is, but it's going to cost you, which it should. You know, like, the CIG could reframe, you know, a lot of the language used, and I think players just wouldn't complain. You know, like, if your ship has already been spawned somewhere and you're not making assurance in claim and you want it delivered, you know, from one location to another, if CIG changed that wording there from, you know, claim to, you know, deliver, you know, like we've already got with the 20-second, you know, delivery timers, and you had to pay a fee to get your ship delivered from one port to another, players wouldn't complain. They'd be like, oh, it's because my ship's being moved from one place to another. If you've lost a ship out in the middle of nowhere, though, and you're trying to get back to it, that's an issue, but there's solutions to that. You can use a personal transport beacon, but somebody else has to pick that up. We used to have a button that was supposed to track ships, but it never did. And to be honest, like, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to get the coordinates to one of our ships if it's still within comm array range and be able to travel to it. Honestly, I don't understand why that's not a thing yet. The CIG obviously has higher priorities. The Care Bears, you know, complaining about it, you know, they don't want to have to wait for anything. You know, like, if you guys have seen my State of Piracy post, the 318 one that I just put out yesterday, or yesterday for me, maybe today still for some of you. When I put that out, like, you know, I made a point of mentioning, like, the time it takes to move the cargo is, you know, the most time intensive task now for a piracy hit. And the fact of the matter is like, if you think people are complaining now based on claim timers for, you know, a ship being respawned, wait until they fucking have to wait for cargo to get moved. Wait until they have to move the cargo themselves and watch the fucking servers burn down. You know, they'll set alight and they'll start melting because, you know, people are like, oh my god, I don't want to spend, you know, I've only got 2 hours to play the game and I don't want to spend the next hour moving boxes. It's like, well, you know, pirate players are in that exact same position and they're doing it. You know, some of them, it sucks that they have to wait that long, you know, that it takes that long and that takes the majority of their time. Some of them just, you know, choose different targets, choose different methodologies, choose to do other things instead of, you know, piracy because of that, which is unfortunate, but you can pirate other targets as well. But like, you know, like the way I see it is like the CIG needs to look at how ships are ship claims are done. And if they can rephrase certain things, like if a ship is located at a different port and you want it moved to the current one that you're at, instead of having claim, just change it to deliver and then charge the person for the delivery fee. And like 20 to 30 seconds, I'd be making it more. Like I'd be like, all right, it's going to take, you know, I'd actually base it on the quantum drive of the ship. So if you got a shit quantum drive there on your ship and it's getting delivered, then, you know, we're simulating an NPC going to your hangar, pulling out a ship and then flying it from, you know, the hangar, the location that it's stored at, all the way to, you know, the station that you're having it delivered to. So if it's got like a fucking Bolon or a Karma, you know, you're gonna, and your ship is at like Orison, and you're getting it delivered to Microtech, you know, you're gonna have to wait 15 minutes for the delivery. And, you know, people can sit there and go, oh, that's too long. Well, it's like, we'll put a better fucking quantum drive in then, because it's based on your quantum drive time, as opposed to the time, you know, like some arbitrary time that CIG decided to make up for an insurance claim. And the thing about this is, like, everybody, you know, right now claiming ships, and I see that point there, you know, it should be instant but expensive. There's something that CIG's, you know, aiming for when it comes to claiming ships. You know, like CIG wants your ships to be considered valuable. Like, they're the tools that you use. You don't just throw your tools around and treat them like shit. You look after them, especially if you're a craftsman, because those tools are a part of your livelihood in this game. The ships are how we do things in this game. So you want to look after them. You don't want to treat them like shit. And one of the things that CIG is doing to try and make players care about their ships is, like, if you lose your ship, the time is going to take longer. But you're also pulling that ship from a pool of, you know, a warehouse pool of some sort, where the amount of resources available to build those ships, you know, influences the stockpile of ships that are just sitting around doing nothing that can be used as reclaim, bloody replacements. Now, it's a video game, so there's nothing really stopping from CIG going, yeah, there's just an infinite supply of Auroras, which they probably will do exactly that. But wait until you start seeing like 890 jumps just being thrown around. And, you know, PES has demonstrated to the community, like, how wasteful players are with their ships. Like, they'll be like, oh, I just died, I'm not going to worry about the ship there. I'll just leave it there, I'll reclaim it. Well, it's like, cool, that's all well and good for you. You get to reclaim your ship, you know, wait a couple of minutes, you got your new ship. But that ship that you left behind is still there on the server in the way. What happens to that ship? Well, it needs to be cleaned up. Well, who's cleaning it up? The game should be cleaning that up. But then what happens to that ship? Does it go back into the stockpile? And if it's going back into the stockpile, then why didn't you just go back and claim your ship? Oh, you know, convenience. Well, then you're just throwing away your tools and not treating your ships as something like a valuable commodity, which is something that CIG wants you to care about. An argument that a lot of people keep putting forward is like, oh, the bugs, you know, 30Ks and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, it's nowhere near as bad as what it has been in the past. You know, it's shit. You know, it's increased, you know, since we had 30K protection added. But in the past, like, it's been, you could almost time when 30Ks were going to happen. You know, fucking every 30 minutes there'd be a 30K because of memory leaks and servers. You know, there were patches where it was almost like that. You know, and they'd make fixes and it'd be okay, and then it would bump up to 2 hours or something like that. You know, like, what we have now is nowhere near as bad as what we've had in the past. There's a lot of players who are just, you know, they don't want to wait for anything. They don't want to have to wait to do anything. They want to do everything now. And a lot of them, you know, like, will sit there and say, oh, because it's, you know, I only get a couple of hours to play the game. It's like, well, you know, right now, Star Citizen is not where you need it to be at to be able to do that. You know, right now, you're playing a game that's still in development. Right now, this game is going to have bugs and it's going to break. But we can't keep sitting there and, you know, well, COG can't keep sitting there going, hey, you know, like, oh, the players keep complaining about the claim time as being too long because of, you know, the occasional bugs that we're encountering, and now their playtime, you know, they have reduced playtime, so, you know, their playtime's being messed with. It's like, there's a point where COG just needs to go, this is just the way that it is, and you guys need to deal with it. And, you know, if you decide to take a break from Star Citizen for a little bit, that's okay. If you don't have 1 hour to play, then don't play Star Citizen. My opinion is if you've only got an hour to play Star Citizen, go do Arena Commander, go do Star Marine, or go do something else. Like, there are certain things that you can do in Star Citizen that will take you, you know, no more than an hour. But CIG hasn't looked at, you know, making those loops a regular thing. But at the end of the day, man, like, the band-aid just needs to come off and people just need to deal with it. That's it. Like, you know, things are going to happen outside of your control, and it's going to suck. And until the game's further developed and, you know, hits that gold status, you're just going to have to learn to deal with it or find something else to do. That's it. That's literally it. You know, that's it. Unfortunately, CIG is just not willing to do that. And if you look at their marketing practices, you know, you can see like they're always trying to bring fresh blood into the community. And it's because, you know, the majority of the gaming base on this planet has a very low tolerance for, you know, dealing with the bullshit of bugs. Which is understandable. But to sit there and keep trying to tell the developers, hey, you need to change things, you know, you need to change things to suit, you know, those who only have 5 minutes of gameplay time, you know, every night, you know, you need to change the structure. You know, you can't keep trying to introduce, you know, things that meet the vision of what you guys want. You have to change it to the way that, you know, this player base wants. And I'd say that they're a minority. You know, this minority player base was sitting there going, I've only got a couple of hours a night. It's like, a couple of hours you can get a lot done in Star Citizen, but if you want to, you know, any sort of meaningful gameplay, you need to be able to sit down for, you know, more than 2. Like, at the end of the day, though, the vision has already been communicated to us. Like, things will take time in this game to do. That's it. They're going to build it out first, and then they'll dial it back to fun. And, you know, like, I'm going to tell you now, losing your ship is going to suck. It sucks more now because of the frequency, but that's not the intent. Like, you're not supposed to be losing your ship every 15 minutes, you know, every half hour. It should be days, weeks before you lose a ship. If you're losing your ship frequently because of the gameplay mechanics, either you suck at the game, or maybe CIG's, you know, dialed those mechanics in a little too much. But they have all the metrics, so if it just happens to be 5 players, you know, dying over and over again, losing their ships, and they're just making spectrum post after spectrum post, and then CIG looks at their metrics and they go, yeah, it's only the same 5 guys dying over and over again, and what are they doing? Oh, they're doing something retarded. Yeah, we're just going to ignore that. because the rest of the player base isn't doing that retarded thing that is causing them to lose their ships. Like, that's just it. Game's not where people want it to be at. You're going to have to wait. COG is going to keep introducing things into this game that you're not going to like. Like, I don't like the fucking distortion damage changes. Haven't liked them for the last 2 patches. Just got to deal with it. That's it. Yeah. That's just it. Like, the biggest issue that's actually plaguing players right now is the player unstowed bug, where they can't get back into their accounts and they can't do a character reset or a character repair because that's been disabled. You know, ships having to be claimed, you know, frequently according to these other people, in comparison to those who can't even get into the game. Like, as far as I'm concerned, it's a non-issue. Rip the band-aid off, get past the pain, you'll fucking live. Alright. It is time to start with the reactions, guys. So the first one, and it's based on the thumbnail. I saw this, and I started watching it. I'm like, holy shit, this would be a really good reaction video. And the... I just saw this, and this is something that I've always, you know, believed in when it comes to the way that the COG should be approaching building things. And this guy, it's Astro Chronicles. You know, you guys have probably watched their videos before. They've got a lot, and a lot of it's like, you know, previz stuff based on in-game models or models that they've pulled from the Holo Viewer, and you know, they've jazzed them up. I don't know if they're using Blender or Maya or 3ds Max or anything like that, but they jazz them up in a 3D engine, and then they, you know, do visualizations of them, and they're really cool. And sometimes they'll do exploratory stuff, and that's the video that we're going to be reacting to today. Because, you know, the Fury is out, it's the new sexy, and a lot of people like it. The PvP community is turning around saying it looks cool, kind of has the functionality that you're looking for, but, you know, the thrusters are paper, and if it takes, you know, bloody any sort of damage, if the, the heat of a ballistic round passes a fucking thruster, it's just going to blow off. And it kind of fits the theme of, you know, the ship that it was inspired by, you know, that good old TIE fighter. So it's like, you know, that's not a bad thing. It's also got a tiny profile, so, you know, like, if you can hit it, that person should be fucked. And those, you know, Furies are supposed to be small and disposable in my mind, so, you know, you're relying on the swarm to protect you as opposed to, you know, relying on armor or, you know, endurance. But, you know, it is what it is. But this video is about a concept that this guy, or this person, Astro Chronicles, is pre-visualizing, and let's have a look. It's not a long video. So this is a Starfarer that's been reconfigured to act as a Fury hauler, and those smaller fuel pods there are to refuel it, because it's a bloody fuel hungry ship, and then you got missile racks there to resupply it. I just think this is fucking cool. And, like, this is the type of stuff that I'd like to actually see happening more. You know, like, I look at this and I'm like, you know, this is how I imagine that you would transport these ships around. Like, it brings a new use to the Starfarer. I think the Starfarer should be a lot more modular. Like, what I'd like to see being able to do with the Starfarer, or having a variant that is designed to, like, hot drop vehicles. You know how in Halo, how you've got the Pelicans and they'll hot drop you a tank or a bloody Warthog? Well, something similar with a ship carrying vehicle, where it's like, or correction, a vehicle carrying ship, where it's just pretty much low slung, flying in, gets close enough to the ground, drops a vehicle, fucks off. And this is one of those things where it's like, I really hope that CIG does look at exploring these options. Like, TIE fighters in Star Destroyers, for example, they have their hatches on top, and the crews would actually, load in from the top. So there'd be a catwalk that would run down, and then they'd drop into their TIE fighter into the seat, close the hatch, buckle up, and then they're, banging out. Unfortunately, because of the way that you get inside of the Fury is front facing, you're pretty much looking at a scenario where you've got to load in through the front, and then you're going to have to, like, back out, or, like, back out and drop away and then move forward. Whereas the TIE fighters are designed so that they can be facing the exit, and then you just drop in and go. But yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Let's keep watching. I hope the vehicle teams are paying attention to this, and they look at this and they go, even if it's not a Starfarer, that they take this, concept and they apply it to a ship. See you later, Nelson. Thanks for coming by, mate. I'm just going to wait until it gets to the right point, because I want to talk about the catwalk for a second. I don't know if you guys, how many times you've been on a Starfarer, but the catwalk is generally 2, person shoulder width, but it's pretty tight still. One of those criticisms that I have about this is, like, there's a lot of wasted space when it comes to this catwalk. I'd say you can make the catwalk fatter. You could probably move these consoles a little bit closer to where the Fury is, and then like, give yourself enough space so that it's like 3 persons wide, and you'd still only have 2 people running out side by side. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is that if you want to deploy these things fast, everybody needs to be able to sprint to their ships, and if you're channeling them down in catwalk that's too narrow, they're all just going to start bunching up. Like, they're going to get funneled in through the doorway just to get out here. But once they, like, are able to peel themselves out, you want them to be able to run freely, because this is like the last couple of meters to get to their ship. So you'd want them to be able to just sprint as fast as they can to get out there. So, like, if you can see my cursor here, where this, panel here is, and that little console, I'd shove that across the next meter across, or so, the next foot, or however fucking far it is, and I'd actually bring these rails out, the catwalk and the rails out, so that it's in line with this little black line here. That's where I think that the width of it should be at on both sides, and that would probably actually make it 4 person wide, but that's fine. I think that's perfectly fine. I like how they purposely chose one of the Furies that is near the landing strut as well, because this actually demonstrates the need, like you have to drop. You'd have to strafe down just to be able to pull away without smacking into that thing. The rest of them may be able to just, you know, reverse out, but 2 of them, maybe, you know, 4 of them would need to go straight down. Something else that I think would actually be worth, you know, implementing if CIG did something like that. I'm going to bounce back to this point. This catwalk here, just, you know, in between my head and the chat, this catwalk here, that would be better if it was retractable. So, you know, like it's extended whilst, you know, the pilot's loading in, and as soon as the pilot's in the chair, this, you know, section just pulls in, just to give you more clearance so that when you take off, you're not smacking anything. Because, you know, like you got your wings here, which would be, you know, like potentially, you know, could smack into this. You, like, your precision of going down needs to be really, you know, really accurate. So, and if you're in the middle of a fight and you want to get straight into it, having to worry about not clipping this particular thing here, especially like the bottom wings aren't that big of an issue. It's these top ones that would be the problem. Having this, you know, catwalk retract would help out with avoiding unnecessary collisions, and would give, you know, the pilot the ability to drop down, turn, and, you know, push out. But I'm pretty sure that was the end of the video there. Drop down. And yeah, that's it. So that was a nice quick short one. I just wanted to share that with you guys because I thought it was really fucking cool. And they do have a lot of cool stuff on their channel. So, you know, if you do get to get some time, go check it out yourself, guys. The link is there in chat. And I hope CIG starts exploring options like that. I know some people are like, oh, we don't need more ships. Yeah, I don't care. We need more ships. We need more variety if you want this, you know, game to feel like it's alive. The variety of vehicles present and the utility of those vehicles actually making them useful is necessary to creating that feeling of being a, you know, small person in a big universe. What do you guys think of it? Honestly, I think, like, the Starfarer needs to have that sort of stuff. Doesn't the physics need to be updated first so the carried ships match the speed when released? You could always go stationary. Like, you have this with the constellations already, where the best method of releasing the P-52 or the P-72 is to go stationary. You can release them at lower speeds if you want, but you're taking a risk by doing that. Like in this case, it'd be like you'd pull up, you'd stop, all the Furies would release, and then, you know, you'd start moving again. It's not the best method, but, you know, it would work for now. I believe CIG is working on the tech to take it towards Newtonian physics. They could double the amount of ships we have by adding variants to each already existing ship. Low-hanging fruit. Yeah, like 100% they could do that. I think if they did anything like that, though, like I'd hope that they would try and implement it, you know, the modularity that they were talking about. Like, technically, the Retaliator base variant, you know, like there's, oh, what is it? There's like 4? There's 4 different modules for it, off the top of my head, or is it 3? For the Retaliator. You've got the torpedo bay, you've got the troop carrying variant, and then you've got the cargo carrying variant. And there might be another one, I'm not sure. But those modular pieces, because you've got 3 for the front at least, 3 for the back, you can mix and match. those right there change the retaliator, you know, like, what is it up to? Is it 9 times? No. Math is hard and I'm not going to do it right now at this time of the morning. Just fly the Liberator upside down for the same effect? Yes. Like, I would say that you could look at doing, yeah, you've got the Endeavor, which is supposed to be modular. You got the Galaxy, which is supposed to be modular. Like, there's modularity coming that expands on the functionality of ships. You know, the Vanguards was supposed to be modular. You know, the, what was it, the Battle Upgrade Kit or whatever it was called, the Bucks. You're supposed to be able to change the center part out and, you know, change its mission profile, but then they went, well, you know, too hard variants. And everybody's, you know, up in arms about it. But I'd say, like, if you wanted to look at, you know, expanding the lines of ships that you introduce into the game, you want to try and make sure, like, you're filling needs as opposed to just making a variant. Like, technically, you know, the Fury can go into any ship that's got a cargo grid. It's like, that's great, you know, that's fantastic, until you want to use that ship's cargo grid, and then you're like, well, if I want to take Furies, I got to sacrifice. It's like, that may be COG's intent. You know, you may be okay with that, that's great. Some people aren't. Some people are like, I want my cargo ship to be a cargo ship, but I still want to be able to carry escorts with me, so does that mean I need 2 ships? It's like, well, no, you just got to sacrifice some of your cargo space. Deal with it. But what if you don't want that? What if you want, like, something that's purpose-built, you know, specifically for that vehicle, for that specific purpose? And I see, you know, like a Fury carrier as being one of those things. There's also the inverse, where you can look at, you know, making existing ships fit, you know, other existing ships in different ways. Like the Constellation, for example, got its ability to carry a snub fighter. Well, you know, like, why not create an attachment that allows you to, you know, add a Fury instead of a P-52 or P-72? Or, you know, like, make a snub craft that is designed, I talked about this last stream, create a snub craft that is designed as a, you know, personnel transport. You know, a little skiff, or, you know, a little tinny, or what did you guys call it? Dinghy. A little dinghy that you can take out away from the Connie. Like, I think that's where COG needs to start looking for some of those wins on some of their smaller vehicles. Like, I like the Fury, I really do. I know some people don't. But I'd like to see, you know, like, ships, you know, increasing their functionality. Like the Starfarer, I think, is a great platform that they could, you know, increase functionality by making the back area modular. You know, and it's no longer a refinery, you know, a fuel ship or a dedicated fuel ship. That's just one of the things that it can do. If you reconfigure it a different way, you could use it completely for refining. Or you can configure it a different way, you know, you could use it as a Fury carrier. Or if you configure it a different way, you know, you can use it for a vehicle dropship. And instead of having to land a, you know, a huge C2, you bring down your Starfarer body, and, you know, it hovers on the ground as it drops a tank off, and then it boosts away. But, you know, like, CIG will do what they feel is best. The Fury seems like a cracked out Archimedes. I think the Archimedes is still, like, the Fury has firepower over the Archimedes, but I think the Archimedes has the endurance that the Fury lacks. So all you gotta do is just outfly the Fury long enough, and you know, you'll be able to beat it. Alrighty then. So the next bit of content that we're gonna react to, guys, I hear it. Calm down, mate. Jesus. Wait your turn. Where is it? I need the link. Flurry, Flurry, the Uber variant. Fury sounds too much like furries. Yeah, I think that's just a accent thing. A flurry of furies. Industrial Fury would be cool, like the opposite of the Vulture repairs. Yeah, like, well, we talked about this last week where you could have a cargo moving variant of the Fury where it just grabs boxes and it's just got tractor beams on the wingtips and you move boxes from one place to another. You know, and you just have a swarm of Furies there just picking up boxes and, you know, putting them onto whole C's, D's and E's. But then again, like, you've got the Argo Cargo variant for that, but it wouldn't surprise me if Miss wanted a variant of that as well. I also imagine that there's going to be like drones that are responsible for moving cargo, because I don't think players are going to want to do that much. Yeah, we're going to keep the ball rolling, everyone. Alright, this next one is from, I don't know, you guys may have heard of him. Some dude named Jack Frags. I thought this one was going to be interesting, purely because of the title. So I'm going to switch to this scene here. So this is from Jack Frags. He covers Star Citizen on occasion. He does play other games still. He's mainly an FPS focused player. But I was interested in the title of this one because, you know, it's Star Citizen is so bad yet so good. I don't know, you know, his frequency of playing Star Citizen, but the impression I get is that this guy's more casually playing Star Citizen at the moment. Like, he'll get into different, you know, parts of it, you know, play it for a bit, but then he'll go to other games, and I think that's purely because he's a content creator. But I get the impression that this is going to be a more casual take on how Star Citizen goes, which has a wider appeal to the audience. And I'm interested to hear his take here, you know, and why he's saying Star Citizen is so bad yet so good. Because I want to know, like, the bad stuff we already know, but I want to see what he has to say about what's good. So let's hear what Jack Frags has to say about Star Citizen. You know, so bad, yet so good.
Okay, so Star Citizen's back, and it kind of works again. We're going to try some of the new stuff.
What is
Drop
this
a like
potato
below.
quality?
Enjoy. So we're going to go on a criminal.
What is this potato quality? Playback speed. Playback quality should be at least 1080p.
Criminal salvage mission. There's a husk of a ship. Some Citizen's back, and it kind of works again.
What are you doing to
We're
me?
going to try some of the new stuff. Drop a like below. Enjoy. So we're going to go on a criminal salvage mission.
We'll just go through this. It'll fix up.
There's a husk of a ship somewhere in space. We're going to find it and take all the parts and then sell them. Also, Tommy spent actual £400 to buy this ship. That's not a joke. I'm being deadly serious. Okay, we made it.
We've got 30 minutes to salvage this hammerhead.
What do we have to do? Just nick everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so beautiful. So something happened to that ship.
Well, it's an illegal salvage, though. This is not... the military are coming to get it back, but...
We're here first.
Too late.
Okay, I'm going towards it. Okay, there's some guns here.
Rip them off, stick
What are
them in
you
the
doing,
Hercules.
mate? You gotta...
They're quite large.
There we go.
There you go.
Where do you want me to put it?
In this Hercules, if you can.
They are huge. I enjoy this tractor beam gun, though. This is cool. Plenty of room in here as well to store them all. So we can sell this stuff then that we salvage.
We don't know how much it's going to sell for.
Okay.
And we've got 40 minutes till the cops arrive because they don't like us salvaging their military ship.
Well, it's tough. So there's actually quite a few on here. One there on the main turret.
Yeah, what is it? It's 6 guns, so there's 24 size 4 rhinos.
Wait. Oh, I'm upside down. Am I upside down? Yeah, I am.
Is that a panel just floating off? Yeah. Just a panel
like
floating, spinning off next to them.
I just want to see how it works before we leave. Oh my god, we've got so many guns in here. Look at the size of them. So the place that we're headed to next is 10 minutes away, but we're in warp, so I'm just having a look around the ship, and is that it there?
He's in the reclaimer.
That's gotta be it. Yeah, I think that's the core of the ship. How
That's
cool
the gravity
is that? Just
generator.
spinning around.
Let's all go to the where's Jack?
I'm coming down from the turret.
We've earned a break after that salvaging.
I am ready and waiting for dinner. Dens. Dens now.
Well, take your helmet off.
Dens now. Dens.
I'm trying, Jack. I'm trying. There's one for you, sir.
It's interesting.
Oh, thank you.
It's interesting that he didn't actually show the back of the ship and the salvaging operation that they were going through with, you know, like using the salvaging turrets, pulling the boxes out. I don't know if he like didn't show that because it's been shown to death already, or if like his audience, he understands that his audience just wouldn't be interested in that. Because like, you know, showing that he pulled all those guns off, that, you know, hammerhead made it look, you know, like, hey, you can, you know, it looks really badass. Until, you know, I don't know if they'll show that they're going to sell it until they see the sell prices being terrible. But it's kind of interesting, like, you know, they're in a bloody reclaimer. It seems to be just a footnote in this thing. Like, you know, he mentions, oh, I spent £400 on it, so it's an expensive ship. It doesn't really show much of the ship.
Nice view. That's some.
What is it?
Beef chunks. You've just okay. You've gone up.
Delicious.
I'll get you a drink, sir.
And he's wearing Pembroke armor.
Chunky. I mean, they are little chunks, to be fair.
There you go. There's a nice little energy drink
nice
for you.
Drink that. Guzzle that down.
Oh, yeah. I love the way you drink it. You levitate
Why
slightly.
am I in the roof?
Hey, you sit down. Whoa!
It's a $500 million game there, guys. What the fuck?
No problem.
I think we found the xenomorph. He's gone.
What happened?
Jack?
Just...
Where are you?
Oh no, is he pulling
You're
up
not in deep
shit?
space, are you?
He fell out.
I'm here.
Oh, wait, he's gone into
Something's gone wrong.
I am here.
Where are you?
I'm in the room with you guys.
No, you're not. You're not. He's a ghost.
A drink. Okay.
Go on. That's it. Oh no.
Whoa!
What the fuck?
Oh boy!
What is happening? Is it why look like?
Shit.
Yeah.
It looks like we found the bug.
His head's spinning! Your head's spinning!
Oh my god. You know what this needs to be? This needs to be like featured in like a Star Citizen horror machinima where it's like, you know, but they come across this derelict reclaimer that they're exploring and fucking, you know, they start eating the food and one of them just starts wigging out like they're possessed. Like this.
Just go around in circles now.
£400.
Adam, stop.
Why are you so spirit? Oh, you want some beef chunks?
stop
No,
it.
stay there.
Okay,
I'll serve
okay.
you your beef chunks,
Pop
Mr.
some-
Spinny.
What the actual? Finally, we made it, and Tommy's landing,
Oh
and we're going to see where we have to take this stuff to sell it.
So they're
What,
at
we
New
have
Babbage.
to carry them individually to that over there?
Well,
It's interesting, like he's not even showing locations, like they're just going, yeah, we've gone to the place to sell it. It's like they're not even talking about where.
no, not manually, thankfully. I think the game will recognizes that they're in there and we'll see how much money we get and we'll split it 3 ways. Can I just say that that new Babbage logo isn't straight.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
No, I saw that as well. I saw
$500 million game, people. We can't even get a sign straight.
Yeah, I was like, what
And then look,
How
the
did they manage
the little arrows aren't central in the circles either.
No, they're not.
Oh, that really hurts.
Oh, it's no time to buy a Pingu now.
Ooh,
I've already put one.
I like him.
Should we all get one?
Quick buy. I've got it.
Yes.
He's mine now.
Let's go.
What do we do with it?
I think it squeaks when you put it down or something.
It's really odd.
I can't press the bloody elevator button with him in my hands, though. Can someone press the elevator button, please?
I'm not putting mine down.
Okay.
Just store it.
Come on. Surely, don't throw it at it. There we go.
Get in quick. It's a mini game before it closes.
Come on.
But now we can't bloody press the metro loop.
I just took damage then. You put them on the seat.
Oh, God, he's tumbled to the ground.
Oh no, look at his pathetic body. Look at these two people squatting.
That's just
It's
normal.
just the Slavic squat at the trains, isn't it?
Why is it looking at me so strange when I run?
My
What
favorite
the
part was there NPCs standing on the chairs? Yeah, like he points out that there's somebody squatting on the chair, ignoring completely that there's somebody standing on the chair behind him.
That's just
It's
normal.
just the Slavic squat
And another one standing on the chair right next to him. They're just not asserting dominance by T-posing.
at the trains, isn't it?
Why is it looking at me so strange when I run? What the hell is this place?
Oh, get off, like! Why are you pushing me around?
Are these real men or statues? Are they supposed to be real?
They're real men, Jack.
Right, Pico's. Look at this! Look at this club. It's absolutely banging.
Oh god.
Let's get down here.
I've popped a Pico down there.
Oh yeah. Jack, do you remember that time we went down the pub and we just thought, let's just stand on the bar?
Yeah, I loved it. It was great.
This is like, what is it? This is just like fucking watching tourists, you know, play Star Citizen for the first time. Oh yeah, I've never played this game before. Like they kind of have an idea, but they're just kind of running around, fucking around, not.
Look at this
doing
guy.
anything.
He's just asserting his dominance.
Dumper's
No, he's
Depot.
not.
So how much are you selling these for? 3k, 3k, 3k.
Yeah. The rhinos are worth 3k. They're the big guns, like off the.
Seems like quite a long-winded mission for that low amount of money though, right?
Yeah, it's that's very low. That needs upping. Like that's just too low.
But there's a load on Will's ship as well.
Well, Will's just
Yeah,
sold them. He's
20
got 60k.
Right, so that wasn't very fruitful in terms of the cash that we earned. So we've accepted another mission and we've come to this planet that looks like Endor to do some kind of objective where we have to investigate a comm array and then potentially steal money. But
This is a really bad explanation of fucking Ghost Hollow.
it could be dangerous because it can attract PvP, apparently. You got a grenade launcher?
Whoa!
Where have you gone?
Okay.
They knocked him backwards.
So are these all hostiles? Will, do you know anything about this
Yes,
at all?
they are. Shoot them.
He's a
Not
nine
really.
tails. Kill him.
As weapons hot.
I'm incapacitated. Help!
What happened?
Someone's got me.
You
Is
got
it a player?
shot.
Yeah, there's a player out there.
That's an AI, I think.
Okay, we'll
No,
kill him
that's
and
a
get me
player.
up.
He seems invincible.
You got him. You got him. You got him.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna have to come
I've got
stab
one.
me.
Help him out, Will.
Stand clear.
Thank you.
He's so scared.
Stop jostling.
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good.
You've got a tier 3 chest wound.
Yeah, well, there's nothing I can do about that now. You can see, you can get their guns off here, Jack.
I'm trying to change my armor suit. Am I doing it right, Will?
Equip
No,
the
you're not.
undersuit only, and it will drag. It will equip everything on that body onto you.
Why is he green?
Look at Jack's head.
And now he's decked out to get shot by every other player there, especially his party when he loses his party marker. Because they'll see him and they'll be like, oh, it's a Ninetales. And because he lost his party marker, they're just going to cap him.
Oh no! What the
What's
fuck?
the problem?
Come on, look at Jack, guys.
What's the problem, Will?
Look at your character, Jack.
Oh, he's
This
going to
place
have the
is
stretched
cool.
head bug.
Why isn't there more of this in the game? Wow, look at this. That's pretty. Oh.
Jack, what the
there's
hell
an
has
arrow.
happened to your head?
I told you, he's turned
It
into a
looks
Mongrel.
Why?
Yo, there's enemies here, Tom.
Jack, look at me!
Oh, what does it look like?
Yeah. Like, fucking, the head there, like, Cobalt, one of our guys, has suffered from this bug ever since the Vandal mask was added in-game. And he got one. Like, he's the stretchy Cobalt. Or the greedy Cobalt with the big head. And it just seems to have gotten worse, but there's, like, specific helmets where it happens to.
What does it look like?
All the coneheads.
Oh, does it not look like that in third person? Press F4, F4.
Wonder if they only play once per patch?
You
Probably.
need to look at the stream for that. Oh, God.
It's a trap.
There's a green thing here, look.
Authorized.
Oh, there's a big. Don't go down there.
There's a big shaft there.
Credit extraction authorized. Credit extraction disabled. Launch program at the broadcast tower.
Yeah, we need to go to the broadcast tower.
Wait, bloody hell's that?
Where's that?
Wait, oh,
Guys, just me out!
What the fuck, guy?
there's people. There's people.
Someone just pushed me down the fucking shaft!
I think Tom's dead.
I need someone to come down and get me.
He's down the shaft. Oh, God. I'm coming, Tom. I think this leads round to the bottom of the elevator shaft. Couple of baddies. Got him. I'm here, Tom.
Alright, I need reviving. The timer, thankfully, is very slow.
Will, throw your med gun down to me.
Are you ready?
You ready?
Really?
Oh!
Where's your? It's lobbed. It's lobbed.
Hey, I see it. Yeah, I'll go pick it up. Take this. Dr. Frag's here. Administer the healing process.
That's it. There you go. That's it. Suck me down.
You go. Are you back? Is that helping? Yeah, I think we've got to go up that little tower there and check it out. Apparently there should be some kind of panel up here that we can interact with.
Yeah, here we go.
We have to disable it or what?
I've no idea.
Oh my god. Extractor offline. I'm going to press launch on it. Connection is monitored.
You need to turn the comm array off.
Tommy said the mission updated now. Can you read what it says, please, Tom?
Disable comm array ST422 to proceed. You were right. We need to go to the comm array ST24.
What the bloody hell's that?
Well, it's just nearby. It's just up in the space.
Right, so we've got to...
This is like... It's painful for me because I've played this game for so long and I also know how this mission works. But it's interesting as well because these guys, they're learning as they go. So, you know, it's been a while since I've had that new player experience. And hopefully CIG is actually paying attention to the way that these guys are approaching the game. Because, like, even though, you know, they're yahooing in a bit, this is like how players, you know, learn and explore. This is a style of learning and exploring when playing a game. So, you know, like they go there with an idea of what they think that they know is going to happen, and then they get updated information, and then the mission changes. Well, you know, like players may not have, that sort of ability. And as you can hear, one of the guys there has an idea of what's, you know, going on in the game, so they have enough base knowledge there. If Jack was with like another group of players that were all brand new to this, they would have no fucking idea what to do next. They would have no idea. So it's, you know, this kind of highlights that if you're going to present this sort of mission to players that don't play Star Citizen much, you kind of need to handhold them a bit more. But I don't think they were expecting, like, I don't even think these guys would have gone to do Ghost Hollow unless one of the others had known about it.
Launch, go into space, find this comm array and disable it. So we're taking off again. All right, I'm on the ramp. Go, go, go.
I'm closing it.
Yeah, all on board.
All is good.
Get us out of here. Right, we've got to go and do this as quickly as possible.
So did we just have to EVA then to from a distance?
Not yet. We're almost there.
I wonder if they know they need a crypto key yet.
I don't know.
There's a hole in the side, I think.
I mean, we should get out now then, yeah?
Get out, EVA out.
Okay, go and go.
Whoa!
Whoa!
I'm going out. I'm going down the elevator.
I'm spinning. The turret's shooting at us.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Is it?
Hey, I'm out.
Oh no.
Run away. Retreat.
Oh,
You're getting
you got that.
battered, Tom.
There you go.
It's okay, I'm alright. I'm actually okay.
There's the third gun.
You have to disable it as fast as possible.
You're being absolutely battered.
The shields are holding, aren't they?
It doesn't look good.
Well, they're okay-ish. They're not worse.
Is it this green bit at the top where we get in?
Jack's going towards it now.
Don't die, Tom. We need that. Okay, I'm going in the hole. What am I looking for?
A console.
I'm in.
Oh no, yeah, that's it.
We're in the core.
We're in the core of the
They're
hole.
being led.
I think
They
we're
have to
upside
be
down.
led through this.
Come to us, Will.
Yeah, I'm here. Right.
Passkey authorization.
Yeah, we need the tiger claw.
I put one
Somewhere.
in. Put one in.
Wait, what have I done with it?
Crypto key initiated.
Nice.
Establishing
There you go.
admin connection.
Well, Bong's done it now anyway, so it's all good.
Do we only need one of them?
I think so.
Just listening to the way that these guys are playing and reacting to things, it's kind of like it's interesting to me because I just know, like, because I've been playing for so long, this stuff is just second nature to me. So it's like, oh yeah, we got to turn the comm array off, just fly up there, you know, plug a crypto key into the slot. You know, and these guys going through the whole process of reading this out and all that sort of stuff. It's kind of interesting. I feel like they're still getting led through this. Somebody there has a bit more of an idea of what's going on, but they're not, you know, giving out all the information for the purpose of allowing these guys to explore, which is okay. But yeah, I'm like, to me, it's a little bit frustrating. At the same time, I understand where these guys are coming from. Watching civilians become criminals in real time. Yeah, exactly. But it's like, these guys probably feel like they're learning so much by doing all this, and this isn't even the tip of the iceberg.
I think so.
Yeah, so a tiger claw is like a little thing that you can use to hack stuff. Okay, it's nearly done. Okay. Disconnect uplink. Yeah, proceed.
Yes, comm link down. I think that has powered down the turrets as well.
Yeah.
I'm coming in.
Right, get us out of here, Tom.
No,
Through here, is it? Yeah.
it has not.
Right, we're outside, Tom. Waiting
Yeah,
for
exactly. You got to start
you. Oh,
somewhere.
that's not good. Oh, the turrets are still shooting at you. Watch out, watch out.
Okay.
That's all right.
Are the shields going to hold? Oh, man.
Spider-Man
should-
grapple, quick.
Yeah, let's go, go, go.
200 meters.
wrong,
Almost there, almost there.
wrong grapple gun.
Okay. Come on, come on. Will's on.
Go, 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 go.
Get out of
Are
here.
you all in? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all in. Whoa!
Ah. It's normal.
Force reactions.
That's where we were before, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we should be able to start the money extraction now because we disabled that comm array.
Not a
Possibly.
clue.
All right, disembark, Adam.
Yeah, I'm out.
Let's go. But back up the tower. I mean, there shouldn't be any baddies up here because we killed them before.
Oh, you're on that
That's
side.
what you
okay.
think.
Yeah. So still can't
Lucky.
interact with that. Green thing. I'm going to launch it. Let's try again.
Yeah, do it. Click that.
Launch extraction program. Okay, it's working.
Contract available. Let money from nothing. That's the one.
Credit extract 0102. The bars are filling up. All right, so you guys go find the extractors and interact with them, and it'll start stealing the money.
I've got one here it says, and then you click withdraw, do you, Jack?
Yeah, I think so. And the longer you stay there, the more money it will accrue. I think that's how it works. Okay, money is being stolen as we speak. Wait,
What's that
Is
above
there-
you?
is
You
there
got
a ship
a cutlass
coming?
flying above.
I just saw a shadow of a ship. There's a ship coming in
Oh, that's an
Where?
AI one.
right above us.
Shall I engage them?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to try and kill us, isn't he? Because we're stealing the money. But I think this guy has seen the ping. It's a server-wide ping that we're stealing the cash, and he's tried to come and stop us. He's shooting our ship as well.
Watch out, Jack. This ship's coming in again for another bloody run.
It's the
Well, he's not
AI.
going to target me, is he?
I don't know. If he
Yeah.
sees you, he might.
Can I hit him with a grenade launcher?
I don't know.
You can try.
Oh, you don't like that, do you, buddy? That's right, go away. Get out of here.
Oh shit, who's firing?
It's that cutlass again, just trying to take us out.
He's going to have to come down and fight us.
I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He just exploded. He flew into the trees. He's dead. Well, that's embarrassing.
Whoa, somebody
So
just
how
got
much are we
gunned
going to
down.
get from this then if we complete the mission?
75 grand each.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I'm climbing up because I want to see the cash extractor. I want to see what it looks like so I can show people. Up here somewhere. What the? I've just gone flying across the map and died.
No.
Yes.
It's all right. We'll get it up.
I mean, I am dead.
Welcome to Star Citizen. Oh man.
Really?
I'm gone. Yeah, it just insta-killed me.
I can see your
man. Sorry, we can
name.
transfer you the credits.
I mean, I'm going to end up in hospital, aren't I? Miles away.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't that impressed. Like it's the new player experience, you know, for new things, but I was kind of expecting it to be showcasing, like they're talking about so bad yet so good. I'm like, you only really saw one bad thing happen at the end. Like it was a bit jank, but you know, for what they showed, it actually showed a lot of good gameplay in there. And I don't know, I feel like part of the bad parts, other than, you know, fucking Jack getting thrown off and breaking his neck. Actually, no, there was also the fucking horror scene where they were bloody wigging out, their characters were wigging out and spinning around doing circles. Which is a funny bug. But in terms of like the gameplay that they actually showed a lot of good gameplay there. Yeah, like it's definitely the space tourist, you know, coming back to play Star Citizen every now and again. Maybe players are into that, maybe they're not. Myself personally, I looked at that, I was expecting a little bit more, but it was only a 15-minute video anyway, so. Yeah, this is players who don't play often giving the game a go. You know, I guess the players that come back every patch cycle. You know, those guys who come back for a couple of weeks, play the new patch, and then go away. I mean, this is what they look like. I don't think this guy would ever do piracy either, so, like, the opportunity to pirate this guy and, you know, like, show them the new player, or, you know, show players what else can happen in this game based on PvP experiences probably isn't going to happen. He'd have to either go out of his way to do piracy himself, or, you know, we'd have to kidnap him and take him out pirating. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. It has, like, last time I looked, it had like over 300k views, which is why, another reason why I wanted to watch it. Alrighty then. So the next video, we're gonna move on to the next video. The next video, I think you all should be familiar with this person. They're a friend of the channel. They're a friend of the org. And we've pirated them a few times too. And with 3.19 and the recent increase of the viability of isn't he also the biggest YouTuber showcasing Star Citizen, or is there someone bigger? I think he is now the biggest one. He is huge in the FPS sphere. The thing is like, I don't think they really showed much entertaining FPS gameplay. Got another video with some pirates coming to extort him. He did well and repelled the attempt. Interesting. It certainly wasn't us. I'm always cautious of videos like that though, because it's like, if the only way that you really know that you're getting pirated especially if they're trying to extort you, is they'll put you in a, they're either really bad at what they're doing and they haven't put you in the position of, you know, submission yet, or you already know what's going to happen and you're ready for it. Frog Swarm core bugged him. Oh, okay. Yeah, from my understanding, they're stronger pilots than they are FPS players. Alright. So, I'm going to move on to the next video though. This one is from good old Jack Axton. And it's, you know, the state of trade. First one for 319. Hopefully there's more to come. But what I wanted to share this one, just to push the word out there. You know, like, he's done his state of trade. It's been updated. And I want to make sure that, you know, not only, because I know not all pirates watch these things, you know, from industrialists, but Jack is one of the few people that I'd highly recommend that you watch if you're a pirate. Not only because he supports piracy gameplay, but also, like, his information is spot on. So there's a link to it there. I'll link to it again at the end of the video. But here it is here. This is the state of trade with Jack Axton for 319. That's actually a really important part to note, because if you know from 318 and before, astatine and titanium were both roughly the same price, and astatine is a gas, whereas titanium obviously a metal. In 319, because of what Jack's talking about, titanium has actually gone down in value, but the profit margin is slightly more. Whereas astatine hasn't gone down in value, it's just maintained its position. And yes, Jack should have a radio show. He has the perfect voice for it. This is painful to see, because gold's refresh rate in the previous patch was off the chain. Like, you could rely on gold being in demand or being supplied all the time, even if you had heaps of players trying to trade it. And now for 319, it's changed and it's painful.
Metals and minerals have seen massive adjustment in both buy and sell pricing. We are now also seeing the first iteration of varied trade runs, where you can earn more or less profit depending on where a commodity is sold. For example, Orison pays 2,815 credits per SCU of barrel, whereas New Babbage only pays 2,549.
I know he's going to explain this because I've already watched this one, but I am actually planning on making a Spectrum post about this, and I'm going to use this screenshot. I'm going to steal it from Jack, because this actually highlights an issue with the current state of trade and CIG's thinking with regards to, you know, how commodities should be bought and sold. Because you can buy barrel in Microtech and sell barrel in Microtech, and the price of it, you know, the price difference isn't much until you start taking profit over time into account, in which case the extra, you know, credits that you make going from like here to Orison doesn't really make sense. And that's the thing, is like, I'm not a big fan of how CIG's approach this. Like, in my opinion, Microtech should be like, what, you're trying to sell us barrel? Why? We own the outposts on this planet. You know, we don't need to buy it from you. Like, they should be more worried about importing shit that they don't have, as opposed to, you know, just accepting stuff that they do. But there might be a reason for it, I don't know. CIG may have their reasons for it.
Giving us a difference of 266 credits per SCU. As a refresher, let's go over how the economy works for newcomers and returning players. Supply and demand is shared across all servers in all regions. So for example, let's say a location restocks 100 SCU of a commodity.
I'm gonna go back because this is really important for pirates to know. If a commodity at a location restocks 10 SCU per minute, 100 every 10 minutes, then that's what is added to its stock every tick. Cargo bought during a tick subtracts from this refresh amount. So as Jack had mentioned in voice, it's a global economy across all servers regardless of region. So what is it, like, if there's 20,000 units of barrel at an outpost, that's 20,000 units of barrel split up between however many servers CIG is running, right? Its refresh rate matters a lot, especially to pirates. This point about refresh rates matters a lot to us because it helps us determine where we should be looking for our targets. It helps haulers determine where they should be going to, you know, buy commodities that they can pick up, go and sell, and then come back and be able to purchase straight away. And that's because we're dealing with a global commodity pool where people who are on different servers are removing, you know, assets from that same pool. So you can't see them, but there's other people on different servers buying from the same outpost that you're at the same terminal that you're at, and they're subtracting away from that pool. We as pirates, we're looking for these people. So when we're, you know, hunting for them, having ships that have beds on them and bed logging and hopping servers near these outposts is actually a tactic that you can use to take advantage of that information and that, you know, possibility. But it also helps to know, you know, that what you need to be looking for with regards to, you know, like fishing or scouting for information is the locations that are accepting large quantities. One of the latest updates that CIG made when it came to the commodity kiosks is displaying how much stock a kiosk actually has. So high refresh rates are really difficult to deal with or read because what you're looking at is, you know, unless there's like tens of thousands of players you're buying out the stock all the time, when you go to an outpost and you're reading that commodity kiosk, you know, if it's still sitting at max, it could mean either no one's buying it or it's just refreshed. But if you go to the sell location, so in this case you go to New Babbage, you can gauge the activity of the player base based on how much stock has actually been sold there. So, and this helps you determine what commodities players are actually trading in. So, for example, we'll talk about beryl here. You can go to New Babbage, you can go to the TDD at New Babbage and you look at the sell tab. And that's, all the commodities that you can sell to New Babbage. And it tells you the, price that you sell for, but it also tells you the inventory stock that they actually have, that people have sold to them. The higher that value is, the more likely you're going to find somebody hauling that commodity to that location. From that point, all you need to do is work out the places that sell that commodity and then set up your snare lines between those points. The problem that we have, and as much as I like the fact that CIG's done something that encourages cargo hauling and industrial gameplay, is that because we're all on different servers, you may set up a snare line to interdict players, but none of the players that you want to interdict are actually on your server. They're all on different servers. So then you got to start server hopping, which is why having a bed on or having a ship that has a bed on it is actually quite important. So, the mantas are actually really good for this. Something, food for thought there. Something for, you newer pirates. If you're looking for people or for, commodities that people are buying in order to work out who's worth pirating, go to the TDDs, sell tab, and look at what's been, look at what is in their inventory that's been sold to that TDD. Whatever has the highest, inventory stock that's been sold to that place, that's what players are trading. All right, let's continue.
Regions. So, for example, let's say a location restocks 100 SCU of a commodity every refresh tick, which is about 10 minutes. If a player on server A buys 20 SCU of that commodity, and a person on server B buys 30 SCU at the same location on their server, then it will only add 50 SCU to that commodity stock when the refresh tick happens.
See you, Rough Riders.
This is why stocks go up and down without players visibly purchasing cargo. As far as where commodities are...
Side Effects asks, if I bedlog in the Mantis while sitting at a yoink point, will I log into the new server still in yoink range? Yes. You should. That said though, if your Mantis is, wherever your Mantis goes, you want your, a scout to be with them, especially if you're trying to fish for targets. Because what you'll end up doing is, when you hop servers, you do have to get in the ship, charge up the snare, deploy the snare, and then you're sitting there waiting. It helps to have a scout, kicking around the outposts to see, if there's anybody actually trading there. But bed logging has been reliable enough lately that you can actually do that sort of stuff.
Are sold to, most commodities should be sold at a planetary TDD. Before we go into detail on things, it's also worth mentioning that at the time of this video releasing, Orison has a bad habit of destroying ships when being stored.
Yep,
be wary about trading
before.
to Orison until a fix is applied.
That actually happened to me, what was it, at the start of 3.18, where I chose Orison as my starting point. I loaded up my MSR with all my stuff, I left the hangar, and then 10 meters out of the hangar, my MSR exploded, and I lost all that gear straight off the bat. I just reclaimed, jumped into a different ship, and then just flew off and accepted the fact that I lost all that gear. Didn't bother doing a character reset or anything. Because getting kit is really easy to do in this game, and I'm not as attached to my subscriber stuff as what some other people are. If I lose it, it's like, oh, that's a mild inconvenience, but, I'll get it back eventually. It's not like it's permanently gone. It's still sitting in my account. So if CIG ever does an account restore, or, they give us the ability to pick up those items again, I can do that. You know, but some players, man, it is like the world just fucking ended if they lose their subscriber gear and stuff like that. It's like, look, you know, calm down. It's not gone forever.
Now, let's dive in and examine each updated commodity, its profitability, availability, and best case scenario for trading. Let's start with Agresium. Agresium now has a base price around 2,071 credits per SCU. Its best sale price is 2,832 at Origin. With an unchanged refresh rate or maximum stock, Agresium is still hard to come by for bulk traders, with the highest refresh rate only being 6 SCU per minute at Cantwell on Clio. With more options now for bulk trading.
So he says 6 SCU per minute, so within a tick cycle, which is 10 minutes, that's 60 SCU. So, you know, you're not looking at much. Like, that is next to nothing. And he also gives advice on what, you know, like he's talking about Agresium, or as he likes to call it, Agresium. I say Agresium. He gives advice on what size haulers should be targeting what sort of commodities, because you could have somebody show up in a C2, wipe out all the Agresium at an outpost, and they still need to fill their ship up with something. So then they end up buying trash commodities. Whereas if you're in a C2, you're better off, you know, targeting something that has a really high refresh rate. And obviously, Agresium doesn't have that.
Agresium is best for small to medium haulers, or a with a small overall profit per SCU of 105 credits. This one is for up-and-coming traders in the largest of haulers. For example, a C2's buy-in price would be 170,000, with a profit of 73,000 a run. With various SMOs on Microtech, such as 13 and 18 having a ready supply of aluminum, this is a good way for traders with a large hauler to get started, as there's plenty of supply and most likely little interest.
This is actually a really good point to talk about, like little interest in terms of players who are doing hauling, but also little interest in pirates wanting to target them. And the reason for that is a C2 is 696 SCU. Right? That means that if you brick that ship, or soft, you know, what we call soft death, if you brick that ship, you have to move 696 boxes from that C2 onto your own cargo hauling ships. That's a long time. Right? And then you got to look at the profit margin that you're dealing with. For most of the commodities at NQA terminals, they've had their prices adjusted so you're not making maximum profit off of them. So, you know, like I've talked about this in the past, but this is where like pirates need to be more picky with the targets that they go after, especially if they're running larger teams. You know, even the pirates that are in smaller ships and, you know, running smaller teams need to be picky, because 696 boxes for 4 people to move is going to take them a long time. It's going to take them a very long time, in which case they could have had, you know, like a gold hauler or a barrel hauler, you know, fly past them, that they could have hit and moved, you know, 696 boxes of barrel or gold and made more for the exact same amount of time that they would have invested into, you know, moving aluminium. And this is one of those, you know, this is the point that I've made, and I'll keep making it, is like, there are going to be commodities where you see the person in the ship and you may just hit them for the practice, but if they're running, you know, like a commodity like aluminium and you don't need the practice, you don't feel like you need the practice, just let them go. Let them trade. You know, and this comes back to the point of like, you want players to be able to graduate, you know, from those lower tier commodities to the, you know, more expensive high tier commodities, so that they're making more. Because when they're making more, they're spending more. which means that they're hauling more valuable cargo, which means that, you know, when you hit them, the value that you're extracting from them is also a lot higher. So, you know, like, it's one of those situations where it's like, if you start seeing haulers, you know, and they're moving, you know, low-end commodities like aluminium, just let them go. Don't even waste your time with them. Because you're just going to end up, you know, investing so much time and effort into moving commodities that really aren't worth it. Like, your payout for aluminium for, what was it, selling at NQA terminal would probably be about 120 to 150k. And then you're dividing that between 4 people. And it's like, you know, if you're looking at 120k, 4 people, 30k each, right? And then you're going, oh yeah, that doesn't sound too bad, until you realize that you just spent 2 hours moving those boxes. And then you realize just how trash that actually is. So, you know, pirates are going to have to start being more considerate. And this is where, you know, like, those people who like to say, oh, pirates are ruining the game. It's like, you know, you're targeting all the new players and they're just getting smashed. It's like, new players don't trade high value commodities like that, because they don't have the credits to. They don't have credits to bloody purchase and buy into those high value commodities. They're all doing the low end stuff because they got to build up the capital, and they're still learning. So the players who are getting hit that can afford to purchase, you know, those higher end commodities, they're not new. They know what they're doing. They have a better idea of what they're doing, and they're not going to run away from the game because the, you know, frequency of piracy attacks is so low that taking that risk is worth it.
Perhaps the most improved commodity, Beryl now has an astounding base price of 2,216, with a best sell price of 2,815 at Origin.
Just want to point something out here too. Beryl, you know, Jack used to make a point about Beryl, in that Beryl was the worst commodity to be trading. It was trash tier commodities. Nobody ever traded it because the profit margins are so bad. And it's gone from, like, being the worst commodity to trade to, you know, the best. And it's, you know, purely because I think it's purely because, you know, Jack talking about Beryl being so trash and CIG is just memeing on him. Like, I look at this and I'm just like, man, it's just, it's kind of funny, and, you know, kind of brings, you know, gives me hope that CIG is listening to the community more than what they let on. Because Jack is, like, the only content creator that I know that actually harped on about Beryl being trash. And now look at it.
With a profit per SCU of 599 and available in bulk on ETA or Microtech, Beryl is now a high-risk, high-reward commodity that should stay readily available. For example, a C2 would have a buy-in of 1.5 million with a profit of 416,000. This puts it in a similar range of previous Laranite runs, and medium-sized haulers can still profit from such a widely available cargo. A Taurus hauling to Lorville will make around 90k a run. Keep in mind that Crusader deposits have the worst refresh rates.
90k per run is not, you know, pocket change, especially if you're able to do a run, you know, like, and a run is, you know, from your starting location, sell, and back. Right? If you're doing a run like that in 15 minutes, 10 minutes even, and you're making 90k every 10 minutes, that's pretty good. It is really good. And it's actually worth looking into, you know. Even if you don't have, what's it called? Even if you don't have a Taurus, like, you could do it with an Andromeda. You can rent an Andromeda. That's 96 SCU right there. Go and buy, you know, sell. Drugs are king. Refresh rate and drugs are too small. That's the problem with drugs. The refresh rate is too small. If it was a lot higher, then yeah, you'd be making heaps of profit. But because the refresh rate is too small, the majority of the player base don't trade it. Therefore, the supply is actually kept, at a rate where you could buy some to be able to sell. But what you're looking at there is like, if a content creator, made a video about, hey, go and trade drugs because it's the new hot, sexy when it comes to trade commodity. What you would find is within 2 hours of that video being released, the drug trade would just be wiped out because its supply can't keep up with the demand. So, word has gotten around that the drug trade died and it's trash. Therefore, those who are engaging in it are able to buy enough to be able to go and sell. And the people who would be looking, us pirates who are looking for targets to hit, we're not going to look in places where it has a very low pool of people to pirate. We want to find the commodities that are being traded in high volume so that we have a larger pool of people to pirate. Dirty, how's it going, man? You just came back from a long hiatus. You haven't missed much, mate, in terms of gameplay. Like, the first few days that 319 was live, it was okay until Invictus Week started and the Free Fly started, and then it's all gone to shit. And yeah, Beryl, like, as I said before, like, CIG's memeing on Jack for sure on this one. And I'm glad that they are, because it, as I said, it gives me hope that they're listening. Rip the day that, yeah. Right. We're going to experience, like, camping trade lanes more and more. Especially once we get server meshing. Especially when CIG starts updating, the reputation system so that your criminal status carries on after your prison sentences. I always joke with fucking Mongrel Squad that I'm being profiled by security all the time because without fail, if I'm within a moon for longer than 5 minutes, there is a security fucking NPC there scanning me. It is so fucking annoying and funny at the same time. You had a great session last night. Maybe that's the key though, Dirty. Maybe it's like you got to go away for a period of time so that CIG's servers forget about you, and then when you come back they treat you like a new player and you get the better experience. All right, let's keep watching.
And therefore will have the worst availability and pricing. With things like gold, diamond,
That hurts so much. I was really hoping that Tremor Myers would be back. Those who have been pirating, buddy, for longer than 5 minutes will know what I'm talking about. Back in the day, this is like 3.8 was probably the height of it. But Tremor Myers used to be the place to go because Diamond at one point was just in unlimited supply. Like the refresh rate was off the chain. every tick, it would just be back to 100% stock. And it was, it doesn't have an armistice zone there, so you could show up and, like, you didn't need the mantis or anything like that. You could just, camp the place. And as soon as you saw that they had cargo there, you just spring the trap. You'd ambush the guy and you'd, like, cap them. And then you'd contact them via global chat. And then, or if you could get hold of them through the comm system, which normally didn't work anyway, you normally reach out to them in global and just say, hey, I've got your Caterpillar, X amount of credits, and I'll bring it back to you. Some good times there, some really good times. Then CIG fixed that, and trade kind of just started going to shit. Well, you had the cargo merging bug as well. But the thing about that is like it relied on you having that reclaimer, or if you were dealing with a smaller ship, a larger ship. So the way that cargo merging worked was like you always had to use a larger ship than the one that you were pirating. And that's kind of what, helped me come to the conclusion of just how close we were to piracy being a viable profession in terms of making credits from it. Because I was like, hey, if we could steal these ships, all we need to do is be able to sell the cargo. We don't need to be able to move it for now. It's okay if we can't move it. All we need to be able to do is just sell this cargo. Like I ended up making a suggestion, hey, can we just like have a landing pad that way, ignores the owner of the cargo, and when you go interact with the terminal, whoever's interacting with the terminal with a ship on the cargo grid or on this pad, would just treat you as the person who's going to receive the credits. And, obviously CIG ignored it and they stuck to their vision, and, now we've got physicalized cargo. And that's it. But not everybody had a reclaimer that they could use for bloody piracy there, Blake. Some of us, we had to contact and use good old extortion or ransom. Normally it was ransom.
With low amounts, Diamond will be hard-pressed to keep up with bulk haulers' demand.
This is sad.
Therefore, medium haulers would do well to pay attention to Diamond, and large haulers should mix in other loads and not count on being able to fill up. Gold is the new Laranite, for better and worse. With a buy price of $6,774 and a best sell price of $8,097 at Area 18, gold has a massive buy-in for massive profit for any hauler. Except, it virtually doesn't exist. As of 319, there are 2 suppliers of gold, which is Shubin SCD-1 on Daymar and SMO-18 on Microtech. To make matters worse, each has a refresh rate of 1 SCU per minute. With such a low refresh rate to be shared across a global economy, traders would do well to pretend gold does not exist, and most likely will have to settle for barrel.
That said though, like, I also think that CIG is trying to set up the parameters to create these gold rushes, and what better commodity to use other than gold. So what we may end up seeing, because CIG can tweak the values now, is like for one weekend, they just go, all right, the refresh rate for Shubin on Daymar is going to now be, 1,000 SCU per minute. And just watch the gold trade explode. And then, they do that on Friday night. And then Monday morning when they come back into the office, they just, set it back. Okay, gold's refresh rate is now back at 1. The problem though is communicating that information to the player base, because not everyone's going to be paying attention to that. That's one of the things, that's a huge issue that I have with how CIG's been handling helping players make informed decisions. Like, what the hell makes a grade A power plant grade A? What parameters of a grade A power plant makes it grade A versus the parameters of a grade B power plant. We don't know. Like, without people data mining the game files, we have no fucking idea. That's where I think CIG really needs to, you know, start, you know, working towards providing player statistics. Even if they've changed, that's okay. Just start providing us those numbers in the game. And that's one of the things that I think, you know, like with the commodity, you know, trade commodities, unless you've got somebody going to all these places and checking, you're not going to know the prices and the, you know, tick rates, which is why, like, I like Jack Axton's video. You know, him doing the state of trade was actually quite valuable to a lot of players, and I really hope that he does bring it back, you know, now that 319 has introduced the commodity trade, that we start seeing the state of trade happening again. It was a weekly show that he would do, and, you know, during his streams, he would actually spend the time and he would go to every single outpost and get their prices. You know, buy. I don't know if he got the sell prices, because the trade console UI has actually changed since, you know, when he was doing the state of trade. So we'll have to wait and see how he goes. But I hope he does bring it back. But, you know, at the same time, that also is reliant on CIG making the state of trade worth looking at, you know, being varied enough. So, you know, it's one of the reasons, it's a motivation for me to make a Spectrum post. I plan on doing that after the stream, is making a Spectrum post talking about trade, talking about the dissemination of information in this game, and saying, without having other players, you know, sharing this information and through third-party sources, we, you know, like, have no fucking idea of what is worth, you know, using and what isn't. And while some of you, like, there's a bunch of screen lickers out there that say, oh, well, you know, that's what the purpose of exploratory gameplay is about. It's like, that's great, mate, but fucking, I don't have that time to sit there and just go look at fucking screens as a form of exploration. I don't want to write the post on stream. It'll take too long. It'll take way too long. Plus, I got screenshots and stuff that I want to use. Yeah, well, that's one of the points that I'm going to be bringing forward. Side effects is, like, the TDDs should be showing not only the prices of, you know, the stuff that you can buy and sell there, but also, you know, like, what you can buy and sell of the local, you know, mining outposts and things like that, so players can actually make informed decisions. And that's the point that I want to make with CIG, is like, you're not giving players enough information so that we can actually make informed decisions, like, without relying on third-party systems. Yeah, that's right. Like, they want to play. I want them to play, not only so that I can pirate them, but so that they can actually, you know, like, be involved in what's going on. Because they're pretty much just been shat on for the last, what, 7 patch cycles, which roughly translates to 3 years. So it's like, I'd like to see that information there, but it also helps pirates too, because we can go to those same boards, and then instead of having to, you know, like, fly to the different outposts, we can go to those same boards, read the information there, and make, you know, estimations on player activity. Yeah, those commodity alerts are pretty useless now. But the way I see it is, like, that information should always be available to players. It doesn't have to be updated in real time either. It can be, like, delayed by 5 minutes, you know, and maybe based on distance to the TDD that you're looking at the prices from, you know, that delay could be further. So, you know, like, you're at New Babbage, you want to look up the prices of certain commodities from Area 18. So, you know, you can select a tab that shows you that information, but it's, you know, 10 to 15 minutes old. And the next time that it's going to update is in 5 minutes. That's okay. You know, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't have to be instantaneous. That way players can, you know, make estimated, you know, like, estimated assumptions, or, you know, like, make guesses and, you know, take risks when it comes to trying to engage in trade. Now, I know there's going to be players out there going, oh, well, you know, like, if you can do that there, why not just put it in mobiGlas? It's like, well, you know, like, we could do that. Maybe just make it so that, you know, like, getting your mobiGlas updated takes longer to do. You know, you have to be in Comray range to get those updates. Maybe, you know, I wouldn't say that there has to be some sort of detriment, but to build something into the mobiGlas is going to take CIG more time. Whereas I feel like if they built something into either the commodity terminals or even just like trade boards that you could just visually look at, I think that would take less time to build than creating an app for the mobiGlas. Thank you, Mr. Axton. The state of trade. It's good. Like, I'm just happy that CIG has looked into it and made some changes. And even though it was mainly for supporting the next iteration of mining gameplay, the fact that cargo haulers and those who want to engage in trade are able to benefit from it is great, I think. you know, hopefully CIG keeps pushing in that direction. I still think that because CIG has now moved the trade system to, or sorry, commodity prices to back end, that we need information being presented to us, you know, in the game. But you know, we're gonna have to wait for it. Hopefully they have something planned for 320. They probably don't. Maybe a 321 thing or a 4.0 thing. Who the fuck knows? CIG is, you know, the only entity that have the best idea, but even then, we still, I'm still not that confident that they have anything planned for it yet. Which is why I plan on making a Spectrum post talking about it. And for those who are on the Mongrel Squad public gilded server, you guys will see the link to it there. I'm just going to relink Jack's state of trade video there for you guys. But yeah, keep an eye out for the link to the Spectrum post on the public Mongrel Squad Gilded server. And for those who may be interested, I'm just going to grab the invite to the server. If you're interested in joining our server, guys, I'll be linking it here on the stream. That's a direct invite to our server on our public Gilded server. You can go there, talk about Star Citizen with us, Piracy gameplay, other stuff too. And you know, if you got anything that you want reacted or ranted about, you can suggest it there as well. The Holstein 320, you would think they are reworking something related to trade, but you're right, they probably won't. Yeah. What I'm hoping for actually is that we get the bigger boxes. Because holy shit, the servers are going to melt. The servers will melt because the whole sea apparently takes, was it 4,096 SCU of cargo? Like, that's 4,096 1 SCU boxes. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they'll go for the 32 SCU size boxes, which I'm cool with. But that also means that we're going to need, you know, like cargo, you know, tractor beams that can handle those larger boxes. We'll just have to wait and see, won't we? Hopefully CIG will talk more about it leading up to it in their ISCs. And so snap to grid, they only render the outer layers. You'd want to hope so. But the problem is like, it's okay for them once they've snapped to the grid, but once we take them off, well, you know, you hard kill a bloody whole sea, you know, like how many boxes are we going to lose? You know, is it going to be like 90% of the boxes just to, you know, stop the servers from dying? I think that's what they'd need to do, really. Alright. Yeah, like CIG does need to work on disseminating information to players in the game better. Like, that's really important. And setting the systems up to support that. Like, if they're close to having what they want now, then they really should be aiming for that and pushing in that direction and just, you know, get something into the players' hands. Like, we already have the commodity terminal, as side effects pointed out, in the commodity journal entries, which is in the journal, which most people ignore. For Invictus Week, it's actually relevant because it'll tell you what commodities are available where. So there's special commodities that come online for Invictus Week, like fireworks, audiovisual equipment, construction materials, helium as well, which you can buy for, you know, fairly low prices and sell for fairly high prices, although I think they're still based on the old values. So I think things like beryl, laranite and all that, they're still going to be worth more. But the problem that we've got there is that I don't think many people are aware of it. Most of the time it's content creators that talk about it, and I don't think they're really focused on that because the profit margins aren't as high, and it's a temporary they're temporary commodities, so they show up for a bit and then they disappear. I'm actually interested in them purely to see if we can actually grab them as pirates and sell them. Some places, I know some of the NQA terminals at the salvage yards will purchase them, but I'm not sure, you know, how much they'll purchase and what the prices are. But that's all stuff worth considering. Alright, so next bit of content. We've actually watched this guy's videos before. Blue Manx, we were talking about the special commodities that only available during Fleet Week. So construction materials, fireworks, and things like that. But yeah, the next video that we're reacting to, guys, is from HOD. HOD, HOD. This is on his Star Citizen channel, from what I understand. It's his 0 to Hero gameplay sessions, and this particular video is about his little excursion to Ghost Hollow. Yeah, I didn't think they had changed anything to it. I'm interested to see if they converted them into 1SCU boxes that we can move, because I don't think anybody's done any checks on them. But yeah, here we go. So this is with HOD on his Star Citizen channel, for lack of a better term. I think it's got other stuff on there, but he also has an ARK Survival Online or Survival Evolved channel. That, you know, that's where he, you know, built up his audience first, and now he's branching out into other games because ARK is slowly dying and ARK 2 hasn't been released yet. But this is making millions solo at Ghost Hollow in Star Citizen PvP. What's his bloody rules again? Alright, here we go. The real 0 to Hero number 4. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so he can't start with a ship. He can't even use a starter. He can only use stolen ships until he can afford to buy. Can only use starter ships to sell cargo SCU. Can't sell from non-owned ships. And then whatever ship we steal decides on the job for the day. So this will be interesting, because he's talking about going to Ghost Hollow. So realistically, you can go there in any ship because of the way that the mission. Just as a warning as well to those who don't like RP stuff, he does incorporate a bit of RP into his stuff. I don't mind it because it's not like right in your face, but I know some people will just reel at any sort of roleplay element. Hopefully he doesn't have your cutlass again. Yeah, hopefully. That was funny. Before we go into the RP stuff, what rest stop is Old Mate at? Because I know which one it is. How well do you know your rest stops? Not quite Blues Manx. Close. It does contain letters in the name. You're kind of in the region there, Ozil, but not Arkel 1. I haven't watched this, so I don't know if he's actually going to mention it or it's going to be displayed anyway. There you go. Charlotte Rose by Ginny Point. That is correct. There is only one, as Blue Banks pointed out. A big fuck-off ring in the sky. And whilst all the other stations may have rings, like, they're not built like by Ginny Point. But yes, it's by Ginny Point, which is in orbit of our core.
Okay. Well, you probably don't know of us, but we know of you. And we may have a job opportunity that fits your skill set. Come meet me.
Alright. Sounds suspect.
Okay, thanks for coming. So, we have heard word of your skill set.
Alright, get to it.
Well, we have something that might be right in your wheelhouse, and it pays big.
What's the job?
On Microtech, the Nine Tails have an outpost called Ghost Hollow. They recently unearthed some terminals on the hollowed-out reclaimer they call Home. First, take down the Microtech comms array. You need a crypto key, then you can hack these terminals and make money from nothing, 300,000 a UAC every 30 minutes.
Alright, I'll hitch a ride and get to it. We need a ride off this station.
Alright, so we're a minute 16 into the video. He probably did... That explanation of Ghost Hollow is probably the best explanation I've ever heard of Ghost Hollow, and it only took him 20 seconds to fucking do. That NPC looks like he's going to ask for a cigarette and lighter. Nah, he doesn't have enough facial hair. Looks too clean shaven. It doesn't look like antsy enough. No, but like that explanation right there of Ghost Hollow, I think is probably the best explanation of Ghost Hollow that I've ever heard. Like what the mission is, what is actually happening, how you actually activate it, and what you do there. And I look at that and I'm like that right there, just for Hods if you're watching, mate. Mike's trying to run away from me. Just make that into a short. Turn that into a short for Ghost Hollow. You know, this is how you do Ghost Hollow, or this is what Ghost Hollow's about. The new PvP mission is this, and this is what it's about. Bam. Yeah, like it. Can somebody clip that? You know, like I think you can clip that from on YouTube. Just clip that. You know, like that explanation right there. You can just point to that and go, "Oh, what's this new Ghost Hollow thing?" 20-second explanation. Done. It was really good. Like, yeah, I just had to stop the video to point that out. He can remix it from his phone. 100%. He should. 100% should.
Oh, okay, he's going there.
What the fuck is this yellow guy?
We'll follow
What?
him, actually. Come on. Is that him starting up? Here he's going.
It's gonna bring him in cold?
Okay.
No.
Here we go.
This is how easy it is, though. Like, you don't even need to try that hard to get onto people's ships. This is actually one of the reasons why I don't encourage, in Mongrel Squad anyway, I don't encourage stowaway piracy.
As soon as he's out of the armistice zone.
Because it is just so easy to do.
Okay. Here we go. Okay.
Hey, until you're outside of comrade range, get out of the bed now, man.
Comms up though. There we go. Comms are down. We can go.
Yeah, get him. Oh, that fucking lag. Get him. Quick. Oh, no, quick.
Shoot.
Just kill
Are
him.
we getting comms back now?
Just kill him.
Comms links back, damn it. Okay, this could be bad. He realizes...
Doesn't help that you sat there staring at him.
We can't really take him out, to be honest. Let's get back in the bed.
I don't want Crimstat.
I think we just want the ship,
I didn't
really.
want Crimstat. I wonder if old mate will point him out.
Because that'll be safer for us. If he decides to attack us. Oh, shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, up. Get up, get up, get up, get up.
My god, this is painful. Star Citizen things.
Maybe he's going to get a ground vehicle.
There's another Cutlass there.
I think we'll just take his ride when we get the chance.
And a Pisces.
We'll take it. I think. There he goes. I'm getting down. Now we can go.
There he is running in front of the...
This is your ship speaking. Hello?
He hasn't even paid attention. He's not even paying attention. This is what happens when you listen to Spotify when you're fucking playing games.
Hello, can you hear me? Your ship has been commandeered.
I would have kept my mouth shut and hopefully
There he
report
is.
something.
DeSantos. Your ship has been commandeered. Thank you for your cooperation. DeSantos.
What's he doing? Is that his other Cutlass? Does he own that Cutlass?
He's so confused, he thinks that's his ship.
Does he own that one? Fucking mic stand.
We're gonna leave him there.
Bye.
At least he gets to live another day.
Just gonna pause quickly. Yeah, you could have got free cargo out of that. This reminds me of a hit, a couple of years back now, where when rock mining was big, where one of our guys ended up, they pirated the same guy twice. They pirated him like 2 days in a row. They didn't know it was them on the second day until they actually started talking to him. It's like they realized then. But on the first day that they pirated him, they landed their Cutlass Black near where old mate had landed his Cutlass Black. And old mate, instead of driving onto his Cutlass, drove onto theirs. I'm trying to think of the hit. I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's in our library. I think it was around 312. Check it out on their channel later. But it's a really good fucking hit. I think old mate tried joining Mongrel Squad after that. We're just like, nah, mate, you need to play the game a bit more. You're a cool dude and all, but yeah, you're probably going to struggle trying to keep up with us for a bit. Play the game a bit more, see how you like it. Because this guy was also new, like, I'd only been playing for a few weeks. But it's not the first time I've seen a player do that. They've run up to somebody else's ship thinking that it's theirs.
Heading over to Microtech today. Okay, we're going to this bounty. The bunkers might give us some crypto keys, I've remembered. Friendly? Nope. Okay, we're gonna have to run all the way.
This fucking... Those turrets are so much of a pain.
Oh, that was close.
Kilometer, Jesus.
Okay. Oh. This is gonna take forever if I can't run.
Where is he at? Is this Calliope?
Hope that we get a crypto card from down here. Where's all the contacts in here? Here we go.
Hey, crypto key.
I think we'll just go straight out of here. There we go. The crypto key is to spare now. Okay, so this is the dangerous part. We are heading to the comms array. We have to be in between the two wings. We are way too hot, way too hot.
The turrets aren't shooting at him, that's interesting.
Oh shit, come on. I think we're just going to self-destruct in a second.
We just got targeted. Oh, the turret's only just loaded in.
I think they'll shoot us momentarily. We might actually have made it. Whoa! No! Yep. That's what I was expecting. Now we might be safe.
Salty Mike was in his global.
Okay.
I didn't even notice.
Let's get out of here. And take these comms down. But today we got lucky. Okay, we're in, we're in. Here we go. Now we need our crypto key. Boom. And we are taking this down. It stopped. Let's get it back up. Go, go, go. Okay, continue. There goes our card. Disconnect, uplink. Proceed. There we go.
Gotta be careful when you press that button too. That button.
Get the hell out of here.
Now
we just need to.
When they first made the update to the UI for that comm array, the button was actually wider, and if you fat fingered it, you could actually, what was it? Disconnect the uplink, and then if you press fast enough, you would then reconnect the uplink. So they made it a little bit smaller, but even then, like, you still possibly can fat finger it and probably reconnect it immediately after disconnecting.
To find our warp to Ghost Hollow. Rio. Here we go. Let's go. Before anyone realizes. Hopefully, no one's down here still. Yeah, we're all clear. Okay.
We'll say something about Ghost Hollow. This is one of the few missions, like, this is a PvP intended mission, but it also has AI showing up, which I think helps with making this mission a bit more engaging for FPS, because it's not like you're showing up and the AI is not doing anything, except for the fact that the servers are pretty much 1 degree away from fucking melting down, so the AI isn't reacting as the way that they should. But the fact that they are trying to get the AI involved in this sort of mission, kind of helps stop the conga lines from happening. And fucking stops PvE players that want to try and just make easy credits, thinking that they can just go there and bloody collect their fucking, withdraw their credits.
Here we go.
There's already a ship there. There's already a ship there. What are you doing? What are you talking? Oh, it's a Piracy. Ooh.
Okay. Let's go.
Launch complete.
Well.
Be open.
So, I'll deactivate this while the comms array's down. The 9 tails are probably here now though.
Just waiting for a sniper shot to ring out and just old mate get capped.
Oh, come on. Let me up.
We dropped 8 bombs. Well, those bombs reach people inside of the reclaimer as well, so.
Okay, now we should be able to launch. There we go. So now, with that launching, I think we just need to go inside.
Yeah, Blake, I remember that Spectrum post.
Ah, come on.
That's a different way of getting in there.
Now. I don't know if we can do 2 of these at once.
Yes, you can.
Here we go. It was in here somewhere. Here it is.
Oh, yeah.
Here's one. Authorize.
You gotta wait until it's finished.
Shit. Damn it. Someone's here already. Now we can authorize maybe. Here we go. Here we go.
What was that? Well, that was probably an AI cutlass.
One, but we'll focus on this one for now. And then we'll do the other one. I think this is a one-way trip. That is for sure. That's alright.
Go to the other one, mate. Risk it. Risk it for the biscuit. Do it. Yeah, that's... Look at the colors. It's a cutlass.
Our ship's holding up.
Can't
so
really
far.
see the...
So far, so good. That's
Get a
so
better
scary.
look.
At least we'll hear if somebody else comes here. No. Oh.
30k. I like how it 30k is.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay, withdraw. Withdraw. Transferring. I want to go get this next one. There we go. So we actually got the 150,000.
Nice.
Oh, no
nice.
way.
Nice.
No way.
Where you go, mate?
We actually made 150,000 from one.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
Was that a player or an AI? That looked like an AI.
Damn, I thought it said 50% transfer rate, so I was expecting
that is a 50%.
Half the profit. Oh, we do have 2 here now.
What are you doing?
Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Alright. This just got interesting.
Heal up.
This just got very interesting.
Ooh, shit,
Whoa.
that's a missile. that was a missile.
Whoa. Oh, there's a
That's a
here.
player. That is a player
Someone's
for sure,
actually
100%.
No, I'm stuck in a...
Why are you
here.
going up that way, mate?
Let me out, let me out. I've got to get out of this.
You also need to reload.
We might be able to pop ourselves out here. I think it did it. I think they nearly got us out. Oh. Oh, we're out, we're out.
And you lost your bag.
Okay.
You didn't have anything worth it.
Come on.
Worth anything in that bag. Okay, I didn't know that you could get up that way. That's interesting.
Where was the drop in? Here it is, here it is.
The AI.
Okay.
Those death animations are great.
Where was it? It was in here. Oh yes, here we go. Authorize. Here we go. Oh no, that's probably going to be my ship going now. I would guess.
It's alright, a new ship showed up for you to take. Thing about this is like, there's only one entrance into that room.
Oh. Jeez. This is hectic. Yep, there it goes.
Oh god, the fucking flashing.
Withdrawing.
Watch that door, mate. What are you doing? Just watch the door.
Oh yeah, I hear him. Yep. Just heard him. Okay, we just got another
6 minutes. Oh no.
150,000.
Fuck, I was about to say for 6 minutes. Nice and slow. Check your corners.
Just heard
Check
the
your
guy in
corners.
yellow. I'm gonna go have a look.
The glass is
It's the
missing.
least I
That's
can
new.
do.
Because we did tests on the glass to see if you could shoot through it and it wasn't working.
He's returned the favour. His elevator's down. So he's going
He's
to be
getting
rushing
shot at by
back
the
here.
AI.
Oh. That's
What the fuck was that just blew up? Oh, you didn't even see him there.
what you get. We might have friends though. Oh, no
Oh,
way.
he just got capped.
I got down. I don't know what killed
Either
him.
that was a player,
He must have had friends.
that was either a player or just a stray round
Let's
from
try
one
and
of the
get a med
ships.
beacon down here. Got a shot to the head.
Judging from the location, it was a player.
$1,060. Someone's coming actually.
Birdman HB has accepted the rescue beacon
think
and
I just
is within range.
Some crossfire from somewhere, honestly. Because this guy, if he was in his ship, would be moving it right now. Not letting it get decimated like that. Come on, Birdman.
Fucking
Birdman. 32
old
meters
hod.
away.
Laying there
Comes.
cold.
13. My hero, where is he?
This is where he just strips the body.
Shit. Where'd he go? Gotta see if he's got any friends. That's the original guy, yeah.
Just fucking capped him anyway.
Authorized.
He's going for the next extraction. Go!
There we
Go, mate. Go for the other one too.
Okay.
Link the other
Yeah,
one.
another
What are you
score.
doing? Mate.
Someone's got to come here soon, I reckon. Because this is too easy. We just made another 150,000.
So that's 450k? Wonder how long this took him though.
And another one. And we have another one. And we have 833,000 now. This is crazy.
Oh, he's tabbed out. Is he invisible? How did old mate not shoot him?
I was
Who was
not
it?
tabbed in. Wow.
Bone. Who was it?
I don't know how this guy got
Boner
here.
Chad. I caught you with your pants.
Bonuses. Another one.
Hold up.
In. Wow.
What did he say?
I don't know how this guy got
Because it's
here.
sold in chat. 07. Friendly credit extractor. Oh, okay. NBM. Oh, never mind. I caught you with your pants down and let you live. Arsehole behavior. The PvP zone. You should have capped him if you found him with your fucking... If you found them with their pants down. Because they're going to do that to you. Alright? It's not fucking bloody... It's not fucking Hugtown. It's a PvP event. Ghost Hollow. You're supposed to shoot people. Fucking... Man. Just shoot him next time. Good job, Hods. Fucking taught him a lesson.
Bonuses.
Using good old text to speech, BTW.
Out there on the next missions.
If you guys enjoyed this video, please take the time to leave a like and subscribe. It's completely free and really supports the channel and helps me out big time. You guys are legends. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, you can also catch me live on Twitch. I'll see you guys there.
Bit disappointed he didn't bring anyone cold. He almost got brought in cold himself. Although he did do some cold-blooded killing. Good. I'm glad. So that was Hod's video there. There's a link to it. It was interesting. So he made $1 million at Ghost Hollow. I think one of the problems with that mission is the fact that not many people are going out of their way to do it still. Like, that place will be off the chain when we get server meshing. Someone called you griefers because you killed him with a fully manned hammerhead. Your existence was enough to grief them there, Ozzel. Which is ridiculous, but yeah, like, apparently people don't like doing PvP in a game where PvP can be done. You get to hunt in an area with no comrade. Yeah, like, the thing about that particular mission though is like it's orientated towards smaller group PvP. Like, the way that we operate in Mongrel Squad, like, we're running more than, 4 people, like 5, 6, 8. It's, unless the other people there are like working together or trying to lock it down, showing up with a larger team kind of just negates the prize that you get from it. It just ends up being, you go there just to fight and that's it, which there's nothing wrong with. Yeah, that's part of the problem. It's part of the problem, Blake, is that place just, because it has fluorine and players still need to make credits, they're going to try and operate around Microtech to get a good feel for it. So you're going to always end up in that position there where, like, the people that you're pirating are either going to be rich enough to be worth pirating or poor enough that it's not worth the time. Which is why having a scout present and watching the outpost is actually really important. Unfortunately, the state of the server currently is not inspiring a lot of confidence in people to actually continue doing piracy or trade or anything like that. But it is what it is. Anyway, on that note, I think it's time to call an end to the stream there. It's lunchtime for me. I'm pretty sure it's late for some of you guys as well. And I think that's enough of drawing off for me on Star Citizen things. I'm going to be writing up a Spectrum post after this. I will post it in the Mongrel Squad public server for those who are interested. Those who aren't on the Mongrel Squad Gilded server, you can join us. I'll provide the link. It's also in the description. I'll link it for those who are here in chat. That's our public Gilded server there. Yes, we use Gilded, we don't use Discord. There's features on Gilded that Discord just doesn't have, and that's why we use it. Although we are moving our voice over to TeamSpeak, which bloody has, I wouldn't say it's been a pain to do, but it's more or less just trying to get the stars and planets to align so that we have the time, the people and the time together so that we can actually set it up correctly. Blake, it is soon, very soon. The problem that we've got is just getting the guys together so that we can actually work out the details and then either add it to one of our current servers or spin up a new one to run it from. And if I don't get an answer soon, I'm just going to spin one up. Because the state of Gilded's VoIP is trash and it is fucking annoying me. Alright. Thank you very much everybody for coming along for this week's stream. It was at a different time, but purely for my convenience. Joe, sorry, but as I said at the start, if I'd stayed up to do it at the usual time, I would have just been slurring my words towards the end of it, and you all would have thought I was drunk, and I would not have been drinking because I would have been that fucking tired. So the Mongrel Corps is pretty much being I wouldn't say delayed, but there's no plans for the time to go and track down some guests yet, so I'm going to see who I can grab on short notice to talk about a topic about Star Citizen. We'll probably look at the state of trade actually, talk about that, talk about, you know, might see if Jack Axton's available to talk about trade, see if he's interested. No promises though, and don't try and put any pressure on him to show up because he might have real life commitments. Yeah, thank you very much for coming along everybody, really appreciate it. Next week's stream, not sure what time it will be yet because I don't have my roster for next week, but yeah, Mongrel Corps will be, I'm aiming to run it this weekend. Keep an eye on the public Gilded server for details. That's it from me. I'll catch you all this weekend. Dobbs, when? Dobbs is on a break still. And yeah, not sure how long that's going to go for yet. He might come back soon, he might not. It's up to him. I know that he also had some real life work going on too, so that might also be tying him up, but not 100% sure when. I can reach out to him and see when he's available next, but we'll have to wait and see. Alright, that's it. I'm out. Bye.